We just need some better ball players or better. We need our guys that's here to just step their game up. I don't think we're terrible. I really don't. I think we have some really good players here. It's just everyone has to step their game up, and we will. And we're gonna bring better guys in here to make sure they step their game up or they'll get their job taken. I think we have the guys here, and to be honest with you, the guys that's here are the ones that we're gonna win with. So bottom line, they just got to step their game up overall. We need voids filled in the entire team, you ask me. So couldn't fill them all.
Well, we're doing the job a little more than 2 months, and you're bringing in what many are calling the #1 class in the Sun Belt Conference. Talk a little bit about that process. How difficult was it for you? Just a little over 2 months into the job.
It was difficult, especially when I got the job after our Notre Dame game at Stanford. That next day, I got on the road and started recruiting for Western Kentucky, and had to go out and try to sell the program. I haven't even spoke to the team yet, and it just went out. It was difficult, but not hard. Just a little difficult. Just really trying to make people believe what you're selling. But I think I did a good job from that standpoint, and the guys that were here were getting out and just finding guys. I think that was the hardest part is finding them and then starting to build that relationship. And then, tell you what, a lot of it has to do with the staff we put together. Once those guys got here, they hit the ground running and did a great job just getting those guys to believe in it and what we're selling and getting them on campus. And I think once you get them on campus, that's almost a done deal.
You talked about needing to find these guys first and foremost. Obviously, a lot of the guys who ended up in this class were guys you guys brought in on visits within the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. Just what was the process for you in terms of actually finding kids who didn't yet have a home or who maybe were questioning, what they committed to, I guess, and trying to convince them to come here?
Well, first we watched a lot of film, a lot of late night watching film, evaluating every kid that comes in here, and we do that as a staff, so that we can get as many eyes on the guy as possible, and try to make a really good decision on who we bring into this program, and I tell the players, I tell the staff, everyone we're going to bring someone new in here, we're going to pat him down and make sure, he's okay to come in our house. And same thing as a staff, we're going to evaluate him, everything we can about him to make sure he's legit to come in the Western Kentucky football program. And that's with everybody, coaches and all. We patting them all down, and then we did that, but watching a lot of film, and then coaches getting on the phone, and then when they're on the road, just nonstop days, just trying to get guys. We talked about chasing greatness and everyone being great at what they do. Just challenge the staff. Let's see who's going to be great, and all those guys work hard.
Quite a few of these guys are not necessarily from Tampa or from Bradenton or Palmetto, but they're from Tampa Bay. How much, especially having put a class together so quickly, did your relationships, Coach Woody's relationships in that area specifically help out?
Oh, I think it helped tremendously because a lot of those guys knew me personally from recruiting down there when I was here and recruiting down there when I was at Stanford and playing down there. So, they knew me from a personal standpoint. And, like I say, Coach Woody, they coached against him, a lot of them. They saw the teams that he had and knew what kind of guy he was. But, I think when you have that relationship, it always helps. But I also think just comeback has been a great recruiter help because Coach Mathies, he never coached recruited down there before, and he go down there and get us a really nice quarterback, and never recruited down there before. So I think it really goes back not to just that we're familiar with the place, but having some really good recruiters, guys that can go out and sell.
Coach Mathies, talk about the speed of this class. We talked about speed a couple months ago, whenever it was. Introduced some new coaches, and you said that was the one thing you guys were going to go after hard here. What do you feel like overall, speed with this group? Are they fast enough for you?
They're fast enough for me. You're right on that. And the thing also, when you watch the film on these guys, and you guys that come by tonight, you'll see it. they're explosive as well. You know, not just having the ability to run, but they have the ability to explode. You know, the defensive backs, those guys can hit. You know, I mean, they're explosive. The linebacker, explosive. Even offensive linemen that we've got, they're explosive. And that's the thing you see, being physical. Not just having the ability to run and be fast, which these guys have, but they have the ability to hit, and they have the ability to be physical. And those are some of the things that we want to have as a program. You know, Coach talks about it all the time when we're recruiting. We want to build a bully. You know, and the first thing you got to notice about a bully is he's going to beat you up. And we want to be able to beat people up at all the positions. And I think that's what we did with this class. We found guys that are going to beat you up, and they're going to be explosive, and they're going to be physical. So, you know, I can't wait to get these cats here this summer and put those pads on them and see them run around and hit.
Coach, Matt, talk about how different the role is as far as moving from just a position coach recruiting, just your certain area to being the overall recruiting coordinator and what that entails.
I think first off, you have a good background in recruiting, which I was fortunate enough to have coming to this position. But what you see is the backdrop. You know, you see the behind the scenes stuff. You know, the paperwork stuff, getting visits together, itineraries, having to deal with this past weekend when we had all that snow and, you know, we got all the kids in, got them all home safely. Trying to get that stuff organized, but, you know, it's not just me. You know, it's our administrative staff. It's our support staff. You know, guys like Nick Ulenop and Nate Dennison and our just our staff in general. I mean, just kind of organizing it all is the different part of it, you know, because the individual recruiter, you're kind of organizing your recruits, your area. But now as a recruiting coordinator, you're organizing the whole show, you know, which was different. And, you know, I thought if I had to grade myself, I'm hard on myself, I'd say C+, but I know next year it's going to be A, you know, so we're just going to keep getting better and keep chasing this greatness.